Hi, this is Landon Bryce from thAutcast.com, and I want to talk about being a market. Left Brain, Right Brain recently made a great catch from an Autism Speaks job posting where it really made it clear that they saw this job as exploiting a market. And I think that idea of the parents of autistic people as a source for revenue, as a market to be exploited, is so close to the heart of what Autism Speaks is. In fact, I think that is what Autism Speaks is. That's why, more than anything else, actually, that even more than the attitude towards autistic people that has been part of the charity up till now. It's this view of autism as a market that I disagree with and that I think will prevent Autism Speaks from ever really being a force for good in the world. And why I think that more and more, I think we have to look at really creating an alternate to Autism Speaks that people will be able to rally around, but will be community-based and will be focused on education rather than a biomedical model. This morning I read a couple of articles and I saw the trailer for a documentary that I'm very enthusiastic about. It's called Pink Ribbons, Inc. And those people who are... Actually, I think, just watching the trailer, and I think you'll understand why I'm interested in it and why I thought it would be of interest to people who are interested in Autism Speaks and its role in the autism community. Pink Ribbons, Inc. is a critique of sort of the way that breast cancer has been portrayed and sort of commercialized, and how people with breast cancer and people who are concerned about them have been treated as a market. Sorry, he needed some attention. Okay. This is my cat. Say hello. Okay. The central critique in Pink Ribbons, Inc. seems to be based towards the Komen Foundation, which has made the sort of corporatizing and prettifying breast cancer its modus operandi, and has been very successful at raising a lot of money. Has not necessarily been very successful at improving survival rates for people with breast cancer. And I think, it certainly is worth reflecting on the extent to which Autism Speaks has self-consciously modeled itself on the Komen Foundation, right? We have, pink is for October and for girls and for breasts. Blue is for April and for autism and for boys. And although Autism Speaks has not reached really the saturation, and there's all sorts of reasons for that, I mean, it's I think, is Komen really, is a Komen-style foundation really what autistic people need? I don't think so. And finally, you will see, if you're making corollaries to the autism community and the breast cancer community, the point of view that Pink Ribbons, Inc. comes from is not the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network point of view. It's the Age of Autism point of view. It's this is a horrible, deadly disease, and Big Pharma is covering things up, and it's caused by environmental causes. It's fascinating to note just that this is pretty much Age of Autism in another context. I think, a more appropriate context. And I want to talk about that because I have a tendency to feel like these people, like the Age of Autism people, come across as crazy conspiracy theorists, and I'm aware that I'm about to come across that way to some of you, because I'm going to talk a little bit about causation and changes, and we just don't know enough about this to express opinions that aren't sort of ill-informed, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's my opinion that the number of people who have a neurological tendency towards autism has not significantly changed over time. And that's because of the little bit of research that's been done indicates that. But what has changed is what does appear to have changed is how disabling it is to people. And I think that from my experience in schools, I think one factor that has made autism more disabling is corporatization. It's the assumption that someone who at the top knows more what's better for an individual child than their family does. And it's just making these choices in huge bulk for large numbers of children who have no control over them. I think that the extent to which we are all viewed as a market may be a factor in why autism has become more disabling. I even think that the behaviorist techniques used in advertising may have something to do with increasingly disabling autism in society. I mean, I'm not saying I think those are the things. I'm saying I think that it is possible that a society which is driven towards using behaviorist techniques to make money for large corporate entities may be inherently hostile towards people whose brains work in ways that are somewhat unusual. So I'm really hesitant about the idea that that a model which focuses on, really making autism into a market, and that is what Autism Speaks is about. It's a market for insurance companies. That's why they have folks from Allstate on the board. It's a market for drug companies. That's why they have people from Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson on the board. It's Autism Speaks is about seeing the families of autistic people as a market. And I think that's a bad idea.